Hey, welcome back. Muzz here with Bang a Bark. Today I want to show you the guns that I have in my collection. I'm from the UK and we have quite restrictive gun laws over here in the UK, and I just want to show you what some of those look like and what is legal to own for us over here in the UK. I will be doing some individual reviews and more shooting videos with the firearms coming up. If there's one you're particularly interested in, just hit down in the comments below and I will try to prioritise that one for you. Of the shooters in the UK, a lot of us will own various types of shotguns, so they're your typical over and unders and side-by-sides and things like that. One of the shotguns I'm going to show you today from my collection is a 410 shotgun, but it's perhaps a little unusual for people outside of the UK. What I have for you first up is my Mossberg 600 ET 410 pump action shotgun. And that might not be too unusual for a lot of you out there. However, something that we can do in the UK quite readily is that we can add a suppressor to them, or a moderator, however you want to phrase it. It completely transforms the gun. The handling is not terribly adversely affected. However, it does make it very handy with subsonic little shells and even just cutting down the noise of your normal one. Yeah, really handy little 410 pump action. Next up is my Beretta 1301 competition. This is a firearms rated shotgun for the UK. For the rest of the world, what that means is this is more than a 3-shot capacity. This one has the extension tube from Beretta, so it is a 10+1 shotgun. It's semi-automatic and I really love it. It's a very quick firing shotgun. I've done a little bit of work down here on the bottom of the action for like the 3-gun, so helping with your reloads and whatnot. It's great little shotgun. Really rate it. With the shotguns out of the way, next up is my .22 caliber semi-automatic long barrel pistol. This is what passes for commonly a pistol here in the UK. This is a UK legal spec, given it has a 12-inch barrel and has the extended brace, taking it over 24 inches in total length. Yeah, it's a GSG 1911, modified to comply with UK law. It is what it is. It balances quite nicely, it shoots quite well. I suppose you'd say it's better than having nothing at all. To be fair, when you're shooting it, it doesn't feel too unwieldy or anything like that. They are what they are. So sticking with the theme of the long-barreled pistol variants, next up is my long-barreled revolver. Now this one I don't feel quite so about, I suppose you'd say. Yeah, this is designed this way, so this is really quite neat. This here is my Mateba Grifone carbine, so this is the jewel in the crown of my collection as far as I'm concerned, because they are pretty unusual. It's certainly a really neat little concept, a really clever idea. Shooting this thing is amazing. You get rifle-like performance out of a revolver platform, but you've got the stock. It's a unique experience. It's just something you have to try, I suppose. We do have things like the Taurus Model 66 and also the Chiappa Rhinos are just coming out, and a few others, but those have, much like the GSG 1911 I just showed you, those have a wrist brace, or coat hanger as they're commonly referred to in the UK, at the back. This one actually has a proper stock, which is really neat. You can also dismantle a certain rear portion of this, so you can use it as a revolver, but you have this little stub come at the back to comply with the overall length. I tend not to do that, just because this is so neat to shoot this in a rifle configuration, so you'd typically be shooting it like so. This also has a Picatinny rail which I can add to it. It just bolts down into the side there, comes up over the top, so you can put put a scope on there, red dot, whatever you like. I'm just playing around with it at the moment with the iron sight, so that is really quite neat to be able to do that. This has some really unusual features, and I really recommend having a look more into the Matebas if this is something that interests you. Very odd, peculiar item, really great shooting, really fun little piece to have. Absolutely love it, wouldn't sell it for the world. And what gun collection isn't complete with a .22 caliber rifle? So next up is my Mauser ES340B. I have another video out on that one covering this in a little more detail, but this one dates to around the 1935-1936 era. It's a single shot .22 long rifle chambered training rifle. Yeah, it's nice. I really like this one. This shoots great. The quality is fantastic. The trigger in it is absolutely sublime. Yeah, I really like that. That's a nice rifle. And if you're going to have one .22 caliber rifle in your collection, you may as well have two. And since we already have a bolt action, we've got to go with a semi. So this is my Sig Sauer 522. Running this one suppressed, and yeah, not a bad little gun. Shame they don't make them anymore. Parts are pretty difficult to get hold of for them, but they are still a really reliable, really accurate little .22 caliber rifle. Great to shoot. Yeah, enough said really with that one. Moving on to my centerfire rifles that I own, next up is my Steyr AUG or Steyr AUG. This is chambered in .223. It is a straight pull rifle. So what that means for everyone else is that this has no gas system on it for the UK market, so we have to manually cycle the bolt every time. That effectively turns this into basically a bolt action to comply with UK legislation. Has a 20-inch barrel and a muzzle brake up here. I also have for it a suppressor or moderator, which is just here. This is a reflex style one, so it comes down to right about there. Really nice little moderator. This rifle is kind of special to me. I absolutely love my Mateba. However, if I could only have one firearm, I think this one would be it. It is a really nice balance of having a very capable cartridge. The 223 is not a cartridge to be messed with. It can be cheaply reloaded. You can buy surplus for it. You can use it for hunting rabbits. You can use it for foxes. In places you can use it for deer. It's quite versatile. Now, not that I do any of that myself with it, but if you had to have one do-it-all gun, you could use something like this. You don't see many of them around as well, which is something that's quite nice. A lot of people say that's because they're junk and they're garbage. I'd obviously disagree with that. Having had this now for many years, this is just one of those rifles that you just bonded with. It works great for what I do with it, and yeah, probably the one I'd keep if I could only have the one. Now, I do have a particular soft spot for some of the older rifles, especially the World War II era stuff, so it was only sort of fitting that I ended up getting a Mosin Nagant. I have here a 1944 PU Sniper, which is all matching numbers, has an original scope, again serialised to this rifle. Yeah, this is a funny one. It's certainly an interesting piece to have and to shoot, and it's a great rifle, but you can't help but feel that you have this really agricultural, really basic rifle. The fit and the finish and the quality of it is, you know, that's kind of not the purpose, but it was one of those things where you think, yeah, it's not a Mauser. It's not got the quality of a Mauser, but it's a hell of a thing to shoot. And on the ETR ranges where you have the electronic knockdown targets, this thing is really fun thing to shoot. So I like that. And speaking of Mausers, here's another one. 1937 dated KAR98K. This is a mismatch rifle. I didn't pay a lot of money for it. It's a Portuguese contract rifle, which is often marked. Interestingly, this one is made at the same factory that my ES340B was made in, and given that this is a 37 dated rifle and that's potentially a 36 dated rifle, I think that's kind of neat. Interesting to sort of compare the two of the large rifles of the time. To have them, again, good fun rifle to shoot. And finally we finish on another Mauser, so that's 3 of them that I own. This is a Mauser M12 Impact in .308 Winchester. I use this rifle predominantly as a longer range target rifle. These make exceptional stalking rifles, especially when they're paired with a rather nice moderator like that I have here. This is a Housegun Ledemper sound moderator, and this thing is fantastic. Really lightweight, really effective sound moderator. Again, reflex style, a bit like the one I've shown you with the Steyr. This one comes down to around about here. This rifle, I predominantly use it longer ranges at target shooting. There was a lot of hype about these being a test piece for Mauser wanting to make a 1,000 meter capable stalking rifle. I've shot this at 1,000 meters and it delivers the goods, I think you'd say. This is a really nice rifle, and it comes close to being the top one. If you could only have one rifle, that this would be it. The action is really nice. The trigger is absolutely fantastic. It's lightweight, it's really pointable, it shoots fantastically well. What's not to like, I suppose? And from my collection, what is your favourite? Just comment down below as to if you could have one of these, which it would be. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Have a great day.